As Joe Biden took the stage on the first night of the Democratic National Convention, he faced an adoring crowd of thousands that shouted, "Thank you, Joe," and held up signboards saying, "We love Joe." It was a complicated moment for Biden as thousands of attendees gave him a standing ovation that ran for several minutes. On the one hand, the crowd was applauding and thanking him for his long career as a politician, a career that started with him being one of the youngest senators ever to be elected and ended with him retiring as the oldest U.S. president in history. On the other hand, they were undeniably thanking him for stepping aside at the last moment and allowing Kamala Harris and the Democrats an opportunity to break out of the tailspin that the party had gotten locked into after his disastrous debate performance. The decision, reports say, had not been an easy one for Biden, and he fought it tooth and nail till the very last moment. Even afterwards, there are clear indications that there is little love lost between Biden and the Democratic leaders, who he thinks pushed his career to an early end. But still, there is little denying that Joe Biden faced the moment with dignity and resolve. As he took the stage on the first night of the DNC, he was emotional, he was grateful, and he was resolute in passing the torch on to the next generation of Democratic leaders, as he bids goodbye to a career in politics that has spanned half a century. Following an emotional introduction by his daughter Ashley, Joe Biden launched into a speech that was meant as much to be an endorsement of Kamala Harris as it was a preview of his long political career. He excoriated his Republican rival Donald Trump as a loser for all he had done in his past presidency, from insulting war veterans to supporting neo-Nazis, and all he had promised to do if he was re-elected. At times he took on a powerful tone of outrage that belied the image of a wizened and old president that his rivals have been keen to portray him as. He then went on to recount the various achievements of his presidency and how it had brought America back from the brink during a once-in-a-century pandemic. As he recounted how he had rebuilt American alliances and strengthened the U.S. economy, he was careful to tie every one of his achievements to the work done by his vice president and now Democratic nominee for president, Kamala Harris. He emphasized that picking Harris was the best decision in his career, and that she would be a historic president who puts her stamp on America's future. He promised that he would be the best volunteer for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz in the coming days. Reflecting on the complications the Democrats face in uniting their caucus, Biden was also the only speaker to acknowledge the protests raging outside the convention hall. Saying that the pro-Palestine and anti-war protesters have a point, Joe Biden said that a lot of innocent people had been killed on both sides as a result of the war in Gaza. Finally, as he claimed to feel a greater sense of optimism now at the end of his career as compared to the start decades ago, he quoted a favored lyric to describe his emotions: "Let me know in my heart, when my days are through, America, America, I gave my best to you."